communication is key, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
but sometimes having a heart to heart with yourself can be the toughest talk to have. According to an article on Forbes.com, people should periodically ask themselves questions that may feel uncomfortable at first, but can ultimately lead to growth. Okay. Now, one example is that you can ask yourself what it is about me that causes people to react in the way that they do. Brutal questions like this can lead to real break thoughts. So dang, let me know what's your thoughts on this and what's the most difficult conversation you've had with yourself.
That's really interesting there. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get real today.
Juicy
Uh,
topics.
oh yeah, these are some juicy topics today. Thanks, producers.
Yeah.
Okay. The most difficult conversation. There's actually two, but I could think of one right now. Which is and we probably had to talk about it a little in the last segment and previous shows, which is why don't people like me? Hmm.
Mhm.
And that really, really took a long time for me to accept of why people don't like me because as you guys know, I am the like literally the nicest, friendliest person that you would ever meet on this planet. Seriously. But you have people out there who just don't deal with people like that. I could be all sweet as I can be, and still you're gonna have people out there who just don't like me. And I had experienced that while I was in middle and high school, especially going to high school. It was tough for me for a couple of years. It was tough because I was like, okay, wait a minute. Am I doing something wrong on my end? Did I say something to that person that make them feel that they can't, come to me for anything or they don't want to be around me? But I realized that they just don't like me. It doesn't have to do, with my type of personality because I have a great personality around everyone. I treat everyone, you know, uh the best way that I can. And I don't mean no harm onto anyone, but it's just they can't handle it. They just don't like it. And it really took me a very long time to accept that. And now I'm just like, okay, if people don't like me, that's fine. You go on with your life, I go on with my life. But it's hard. It's hard. And there are some people out there, probably our viewers who are watching are like, there's somebody in my life that just don't like me. And you guys, let me tell you this, it's okay. It's part of life. It is. There are going to be some, people that we come in contact with, either with our jobs, whatever, that they just don't like us. Okay, that's fine. You can't make and I tried to during my school years. I tried to make everybody like me. I did, but you can't do that. You can't do that. So that was one of it. But the other, I'm probably going to think of it later on. But that was one of it, and it took me some time. It did.
Yeah. Yeah, he learned that you can't be a people pleaser. You just
No,
have to please yourself, and if you're pleased, then go on about your life.
yeah.
Um a most difficult conversation that I had to have, actually, mine is also, we talked about it here on the show. Just in the beginning of the show, today is National Smile Day,
Yeah.
and it has something to do with smile. Uh, when people always used to make fun of me because I'm always smiling or always happy, and this has not just started. Like, I've always been the type of person to be happy. I've been the type of person to be happy no matter what I'm going through, no matter what anybody tells me. I'm still going to be happy. Um, now that brings me up that I had a conversation with myself, like, why are you so happy? And this was like before, like, I've got to know, like, okay, like, God's giving you another gift. That's why you're so happy. This was before that. I was like, well, don't you think tell myself, don't you think you need to, bring down your happiness a little bit? And that was me again being a people pleaser,
Yeah.
which is I don't do anymore, obviously. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to bring down my energy, my happiness. So I did that one day. It didn't work. I just couldn't. There's no way that I could spiritually. Like I try my heart. I go in there, keep your energy down. I just can't. It's not because have you ever heard of the story where Tamara Morehouse, she's told on the real before, that when she and her sister worked on the movie Twitches, they
Yeah.
tried to cover up her mole,
Hmm.
and she just couldn't do it.
Yeah, she's
That's
scared.
sort of kind of me. Me trying to cover up my energy, me trying to keep my personality in a bubble. I just couldn't. It's just not me. I feel like that at all times that I need to be myself at all times. And that's what I learned, and that's what I'm doing now. So I'm
Yeah,
great at having.
absolutely. That's what I like that, TJ. Really do like that. And yeah, I remember when Tamara had shared that story on the reel and she just started, to cry. She really did. And I would have been the exact same thing, Tamara, if I was you. Like because this is who I am. This is who I am. This represents me. And you're trying to take something away from me. You can't
Yeah.
do that.
That's like, if I was in a movie and somebody tried to cover up this blackness. Like somebody tried to make me white. Like, no, this is who I am. This is my thing.
Exactly, exactly. And we got to change that into our society. People really do. Okay, I just
And
thought
fam,
about the. Go
stop
ahead,
being a
TJ.
people pleaser. Stop being a
Yeah,
people pleaser. And fam,
yeah,
that's
yes,
what I say.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought of the other thing.
Mhm.
I'm not going to get emotional about this, and this is going to be the first time I ever going to share this because I quite had already shared this with TJ and Brian here. But it's you guys know I'm still in college. Well, community college. I don't know if you guys know that. Um, which has been for 3 years now, since January 2020. 3 years now. And probably you guys have some questions off what that Daniel, why are you still over there? Well, I keep saying this all the time, just taking it very slowly, taking my time. I'm not trying to rush of being a teacher just yet because I know when my time is right, it's gonna be right. Um, but also I have the most difficult conversation and I'm having it to this day, which is what's wrong with me? What's what am I doing with my life? Because at the time right now, if we're going to be real, at the time right now, I'm actually had already supposed to been graduating from college. Like actually, uh, last week, I was supposed to have graduated from college if I had stayed at the university I was at. And this year into the fall will be my first year of teaching. If I had stayed on that, yeah, crazy, huh? I'll have been a teacher this year, you guys, which means who knows where this show will be, but we're not going to talk about the show. But but I would actually be a teacher this year if I had stayed the course. Now I know I told my story many times, but you guys, I'm still living at home with my mom and sister. I don't know how to drive a car. I don't have my license. I am not well, I wouldn't say that I'm not financially stable, which I am because I do have some money, but it's just a lot of things are going on in my life right now. And there are some other things, with I have health problems. I was a premature baby. I have all these things, and I'm just been having these conversations with myself. Is what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? Because this is not where I need to be right now. And I know there's a sign coming from God who's telling me that he is putting me into these certain situations for a reason. I may not understand why he is doing it right now, but probably later on in the future I was like, okay, I see why he put me in that boat for a certain amount of time, and then he pushed me into another for a specific time. I
Yeah.
may we'll get to that point into the future, but right now I'm just not understanding. I'm just trying to go with the flow, go with the flow. So that is a really hard conversation I'm having with myself lately.
Yeah. God will put you in uncomfortable situations, situations that you may not want to be in, but you can turn around in the future and be like just what Damien said. Wow, okay, so now I see why he knows what's best for you. Nobody
Exactly.
else knows. Your whole path is written. You just have
Yes.
to follow it. You just have to follow it. Okay. So you learn something new here every day, FBAM.